You like my house?
Oh.
I say mine. It's yours, of course, but it's been such a part of me and me of it for a long, long time. And my children grew there. And my husband died, and those things tie you to a place.
We can share.
Oh, you're such a nice young woman.
We're still a part of it. I felt that. The moment I walked in the door, I felt that the people who lived in that house really loved one another.
It was home. And we had porch geraniums and supper every night at 6.
We're rebuilding the porch.
Well, that's good news.
Yes. And I can't wait to use that porch swing. Did you put that there?
Indeed, I did. My husband used to sit out there on summer nights and keep an eye on the neighborhood. And he would fool the mockingbirds.
How did he do that?
Well, Dan was a whistler. Now, he couldn't sing a lick. And he could play no musical instrument, but, oh, he could whistle anything. And it was finer than the finest flute you ever heard. He would call up a mockingbird, and he would lead him on just a few notes at a time. And then he would sweet-talk him, and he would trick him, and that poor bird would just sing his heart out, drunk from love.
Well, this summer, when we swing on the porch, we will think of him.
He'd like that. You know, we spent some of our best times out on that porch.
There was a sadness in the house, too, though.
No life was ever lived without it. No life worth living.
For all this?
Bradley Ward House gets some funding from the city of Port Charles and the state, Mount Zion Church, and we have some private contributors, and we make do.
Who is Bradley Ward?
My older son. He was a minister, and he was a state assemblyman.
He's no longer alive? Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You must have been so proud of him.
I still am. And he grew up in your house.
The growth chart.
Come again?
The growth chart. Oh, don't you remember, between the living room and the dining room, in the archway, there's a growth chart with the dates. It's written in pencil on the woodwork.
Bradley and Dave. It's hard to imagine it's still there.
Oh, yes, and it will stay there. When I oiled the wood, I just kind of worked around it.
Go look behind the cellar door. There's another one for my daughter, Edith.
I'll look the minute I go home.
Now tell me, how did you find my house?
Well, Luke and I came into town under, I don't know how to say this, under unusual circumstances. And, well, we camped out in the house for a few days, and then something... Do you think that a place can hold memories?
Indeed, I do.
Well, anyways, after we decided that we would stay in Port Charles, I went to the city clerk's office and I found out that the bank held title to it. So I bought it.
Well, I'm glad for you, and I'm glad for the house, and I hope you'll be very happy there.
Oh, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Maymay, why did you leave it?
Oh, honey, I just had to let it go. I had to let it go. And it was time.
Well, I hope you'll come and visit us.
Oh, I would like that.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. Hey, everybody.
Hi, honey.
What's up?
Oh, big brother-in-law's playing doctor again.
That's a nasty habit, but somebody's got to do it.
How's my little trooper?
I killed that at blackjack.
I think the deck was marked. How was meeting Mrs. Ward?
Oh, Luke, she is extraordinary. I can't wait to tell you everything about her.
Well, you can go ahead and tell him because I'm finished.
And?
Well, everything's as it should be. He seems to be healing all right. The motor responses seem good. The incision seems okay. And actually, I think tomorrow Lucky might try to walk, maybe.
That's great!
Are you sure it's not too soon?
Well, if everything checks out.
I'm gonna try it right now.
No,
Lucky, don't do that. Lucky, are you all right?
Mom, I couldn't move my legs. I can't walk. Mom, my legs don't work.
Are you okay?
Come on.
What if I can't walk?
Now, Lucky, don't panic. Remember, I warned you that something like this could happen. I really believe this is a temporary situation. See, the bullet wound and the operation caused some swelling and pressure around your spinal cord, so the signals are not getting from your brain to your legs. But the x-rays show that there's no motor damage, so you're going to be fine.
When will I get to ride my bike?
Well, we're going to see some improvement soon. Now, look, I know this is upsetting for you, but you're going to be fine, okay? Don't be afraid.
It's scary. I mean, okay. Sorry for being such a chicken, Dad.
You're not.
No, you're the bravest guy I know. And Tony's the best, so if he says that you're going to be okay, you believe him. It's just going to take a little time.
I'm going to go check on your lunch tray, honey. I'll be right back.
Dr. Albaroth to ICU. Dr. Albaroth to ICU.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're entitled.
It's just that all those years when we were on the run, I always felt like we were invulnerable. It was stupid. Stupid.
Sounds like a pretty good, solid survival technique to me.
We can't kid ourselves anymore, can we?
No, we can't.
How are we going to keep them safe now, Luke?
I think the time has come for me to sit down with Frank.
What's going on?
Nothing. We're through.
Is anyone in with Lucky?
I'm just going back. Again, thank you so much, Mac, but no thank you.
You know, your husband is not just stubborn. I'm beginning to think he's suicidal.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You know, it's just that Luke is... We are going through so much right now.
I just wish I could make Luke understand, you know. I don't want to cause any trouble. I just want to help.
And I appreciate that. But we don't need it.
You're in a lot of danger, Laura, and you know it. I want you to know that you don't have to face it alone.
We're going to be fine. Really.
Look, Luke is going to do his loaner number. But if you need me, I'll be here for you, okay?
I'll remember that. Thank you.
I mean it, Laura.
Just the woman I wanted to see.
Oh.
I think Lucky has cleared up considerably.
How did you manage that?
I just gave him some information. You know, that's what most patients need to feel like they're in control.
What did you tell him?
Well, I explained exactly what's happening with his body and why it's going to take some time for him to recuperate.
And he understood that?
Oh, yeah. Every bit of it. You have one smart kid on your hands.
And we have one terrific doctor. Oh, I don't know what we would have done without you.
Hey, that's what families are for.
It raised her family in that house. That house was just filled with love, and I knew it the minute I walked in, and after I met May, I knew why.
Mamie?
Well, that's what everybody calls Mrs. Ward. Her real name is Mary May, and I guess that's just the closest the little kids can come. And she is just surrounded by little kids. There are pictures of them all over the walls of her house on Charles Street.
Are they her kids?
Well, in a way, she takes care of them, and it's sort of a combination daycare center and foundling home. But the operative word is home. Oh, Lucky, it's just wonderful.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it is. You want some more?
Mm-mm. Thanks. So let's get back to our house. Who lived in my room?
She had 2 boys and a girl. That's something we'll have to ask her when we go to visit her.
She sounds like the old lady in the shoe.
Well, yes, in a way, except that I think that May knows exactly what to do. Where did you go?
To see Frank. I told you. The only way to wrap this mess up is to sit down with him. So I did.
Dr. Polk, please call the board.
Hey, where's Lucky?
Amy has him in hydrotherapy.
Oh.
Wait a minute, what was it like to see him after all this time?
Odd. Very odd. I kept picturing him with a bullet hole between his eyes. But, believe it or not, I think we came to an understanding. Mostly because of you. The old boy was very impressed with you.
What was the understanding? I mean, is he going to leave us alone?
Yeah, after I do a couple more jobs for him. That'll be enough time maybe for me to set him up.
Yeah, how many is a couple more?
Honey, a couple. Maybe 3.
Oh.
Hey, he let something slip while I was there. He is planning an escape.
You're not going to help him do that, are you?
Well, he thinks I am. You know, the deal is that I do this meat packing thing. I bring these people into the country for him, and once all that's set up, then he says my part of the deal is over.
Luke, you can't help the man to get out of jail. My God, what would our lives be like then? He'll forget any deal he ever made with you.
Look, he has to believe that either I'm dumb enough to go along with this, or we're desperate enough to try and buy our freedom.
But you're not, right?
No. No. Not at all. Look, I got this covered. I got him right where I want him. See, he thinks he's going to get out, but I guarantee you, he's not going to see the light of day.